Okay. Hey everyone, it's your boy Kev, and welcome back to another KKS Gaming live stream experience, the E3 wrap up podcast. Uh, yeah. Oh my God, so much to talk about, so much to go on, so much to really discuss. But before we discuss, I want to say my usual my usually uh my co-hosts are probably running a little bit late, so I decided for the time's sake that it'd probably be best for me to just go ahead and get started. So when they do come, they could just go ahead and just pop on in and jump in and start doing, or well, whatever. Either way, I want to talk to you guys and really have a show and really discuss what has been going on in games the last couple of weeks. Because I've really been posting a lot. I've really been streaming a lot. I haven't really been making a lot of content because I've just been so absorbed in all this like E3 wonderfulness. And I just was like, oh man, it don't really make sense to like really post anything new. So I just wanted to talk about that. But anyway, okay, so as you can see, I got my list. You probably can't read it, but this is my little list that I've made out about all the things that I'm excited to see, that I'm excited that I was excited that, like the little, I guess we could say, reveals and trailers. And so this is like my little wrap up list of all the things that I want to talk about, so it doesn't be like a big ass long ass podcast. It could just be like, reading off a little description, whatever. So anyway, enough further ado. Let's jump on into it. The biggest surprise, category 1, the biggest surprise. And the biggest surprise, I think, for me was, I'm not saying Smash. Smash was my biggest surprise, but literally, like, seeing every fighter ever in a Smash game in a Smash game. That's something, like, we haven't really seen a game or a fighting game to have every fighter ever in it. There might be like variations of fighters, maybe a little fighter here, maybe fighter, but every fighter that's ever been in a fighting game ever is in the game. That's a little odd. That's something we rarely have we ever seen that. So, definitely hype about that. Hey viewer, what's up? So that was something that was really surprising to me. Now, I'm not really a big Smash guy, but I know it was like Twitter was shut down when everybody found out that every fighter in Smash was available in this game on the Switch. And I know I know there was probably an influx of some Wii U's being sent to GameStop, put on eBay, put on Amazon. So Wii U's pretty much, out of circulation now. Because the one big hold off was like, oh well, I'm gonna play Smash until, well, I'm gonna play Smash because the only place I can play Smash is on the Wii U. So now it's like, oh, there's Smash on the Switch now. I think it's about time I need to give up my Wii U now. So I think that was a big thing because it legit people were shocked to see, and it was exciting times on Twitter. The next one I want to go with is Best in Show, that one is that one I gave to Spider-Man, because when I seen that trailer, when I seen the gameplay trailer, and I seen the Rogues Gallery, when I seen Scorpion, when I seen the Vulture, when I seen Electro, I thought it was Shocker, but it wasn't Shocker. It was the Electro. It was Electro. When I seen Rhino, when I seen Negative Man, and I was like, uh-oh, what are they trying to build up here? They're trying to build up something, maybe a Sinister Six, maybe? And we haven't seen him yet, but I feel like he's going to be in the game. I feel like we're going to get a Green Goblin. And I'm legit 100% hype to see a Green Goblin if they can make that work. If they can make that work, that would be incredible to me to get because Green Goblin is like the villain of Spider-Man. Like, like how the Joker is the Joker. Like, Joker is the Batman, Lex Luthor is the Superman. That's his villain all day, every day. And I just think that's amazing. I just think that's awesome to see him in that game. But it wasn't so much that gameplay trailer of the Raft Breakout, but the subsequent gameplay footage that I saw, the gameplay demos on PlayStation side, and to see that open world action, and to see Spider-Man swinging around, having a good time, and taking out bad guys and thwarting crimes. I thought that was legit, and I loved seeing that, and I want more of that. So I'm definitely 100% hype, about that. Especially it's like when you see like the moveset. And one thing I do love about Insomniac, their trend carries over to other games. So when I seen that weapons wheel, I immediately equated that to Ratchet and Clank, because it was like, okay, I seen that in that game, and I'm like, oh, let me switch this over, boom, 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 and I can throw this attack out. Okay, I did this thing, now I'm gonna do that thing, boom, 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 and I'm done. So I like the fact that that's going down. I like the fact that they're still keeping those mechanics that I love about that I love from Insomniac, and so that's awesome that they got that going. So that's another cool thing I like about the thing. Okay, let me check my list again. Check it real quick. Okay. I think we're getting down to like best and worst conferences. And this one was a bit tricky, y'all. I'm just gonna be real. This was kind of like a hard thing for me to do, because I was like, it was real. Well, with bad was kind of a bit of a toss up, because I was trying to figure out the two between the two bad, and so I ended up having to give two. I had to end up giving them a split vote, and I'll explain why that later. But best was a little bit tricky, but I just had to go with my gut. I had to go with my heart, and I had to go with how Twitter felt. I had to go how I felt. I had to go on presentations, and I really, really had to go. I talked to my heart. I talked to my soul. I talked to my mind, and it just ended up becoming that the best one for me. Best conference for me was Nintendo. And I don't do that lightly. And I don't do that, I didn't make that decision like, oh, you a Nintendo fanboy. No, I made that decision because I looked at what Nintendo offered, and I just thought that Nintendo had the better surprises. Like the better angles. And I mean, the indie presence was strong. like Fortnite was coming out to the Switch, which was a big deal. Which I know is a big deal for a lot of people. Which is a big deal for a lot of people. And then you see like the games that are coming out, the indie development. You know, there was some disappointments. There were some things that weren't mentioned that we're probably going to get more into. But I found that to be, by and large, the better of the thing. I mean, I'm talking about Smash. I'm talking about dates for actual games to come out. You know, I'm talking about stuff that we've seen. Overcooked 2 for the Switch with the online play, which was the first trailer that I've seen of that game. And that's my little indie darling. If I had like an indie game, well, I do have an indie game thing, but we'll get to that one later. That was like my go-to, my end-all be-all, my hypeness, which was that game. But yeah, I just found like Nintendo to be so much better. Sony was like, it was like close, because it was so close, because Last of Us 2 was good. And you know what? I'm going, since I'm doing like split best of, I'm gonna throw Sony on there. So it's gonna be like Nintendo and Sony, and that's what we're gonna go with. Nintendo and Sony. You know, I liked what I saw from Last of Us 2 Part 2. I love that about Spider-Man. I liked that we got more gameplay in Death Stranding, even though the story still didn't make no sense. But hey, we didn't really go in at this point excited about story. We were just glad Kojima-san was really just making games again. So that was hype for me, was seeing Kojima just making these games, making these moves and whatnot. But I just, the indie game, indie presence was in. They did tout a few ER games, so I'm like, whatever. Last of Us Part 2 looked gorgeous. Death Stranding looked gorgeous. Spider-Man looked gorgeous. That new Sucker Punch game, like Ghosts of Tsushima, which I don't know if I'm completely messing that up, but yeah, that looks amazing. So I'm like legit hyped to see that, because it's like a samurai game, and I'm always hyped to play a samurai game. I'm legit hyped to play that, like legit hyped to play that. So yeah, I want more of that, please. Yes, please. Yes, please more of that. So yeah, so that's our split for that. So worst conference is split also with EA and Bethesda. Oh my god, EA was like, EA started all these, kicked them all off. And they kicked them off in a bad way. Let me go ahead and make sure I get my list, because I got my list together. Let me make sure, because you can see I got my list. It's pretty hefty. So I'm gonna get my list out. Okay. So EA kind of went all over the place, because they were just all like, "Oh, aren't we so good? We give to charity, we're doing real good. Yeah, we haven't always had the best, but we're listening now and really showing that we care, showing that we're focused, showing that we have the gumption and the we want better for you." And then they're gonna give us some old mobile games. They took a game that was a beloved RTS series and relegated it to a mobile game. I'm probably gonna play it. I probably will play it. If my little phone will allow me to, I probably would play it. But I just don't understand the fact that a game, that a Command and Conquer game needs to be on a mobile thing. I'd be cool if they made Command and Conquer on a mobile device. It is what it is, but to make an RTS game, I'm fine with that. I would be okay if they charged for it. But this is going to be some free to play, wait for resources, skins, and oh, you get extra whatever. And I know it's probably going to be a bad deal. I know it would be a bad deal if they made Command Conquer, but they made Command and Conquer for like phones, and they charged like, I don't know, $5 or $10 for it, whatever. Going rate for games. I probably would play it because I probably would get it because it's like, oh, it's Command and Conquer and it's on the go, it's on my phone, and it's the same Command and Conqueriness, on my phone. But I don't really understand that. That was just the rough part of that to me. I'm like, I didn't really dig with that. It didn't gel with me. And then they had that whole esports cringe shoutcast affair, like, oh, he's gonna plant swag, oh, is he gonna get up close to the bomb, oh, he's gonna do this, oh, is he gonna go there with it? Hey, other viewer, and I mean, is he gonna go that way? Is he gonna go left, right, center? Is he gonna go up the gut? What's he gonna do? And I'm like, that was complete and utter BS right there. I was like, yo, that could, you could have just showed the game, showed people playing it. It wouldn't have been bad, but you want to try to make an event out of this. It's not really esports. That host, she wasn't necessarily the best. There were some cringy moments. I'm gonna call her Red. She wasn't. She felt more like how I felt like some people feel like Aisha Tyler was in Ubisoft and events past, but I didn't feel like she brought anything to the game other than just being, a lady host. And it was just kind of like that odd interview in the crowd with Respawn's chief about a new Star Wars game, Star Wars: The Fallen Order, during the dark times. That was odd. I didn't really get much of that. The FIFA, like, a heavy reliance on like sports games. I mean NBA Live 19, Madden 19, FIFA 19 with the score of Hans Zimmer. That's got to be something. I even wrote that on the page. You can probably see that in my notes. It says FIFA 19 Hans Zimmer right there. Crazy. Audio podcast probably here, but yeah, y'all can see it. Oh, cringy. Showed a little bit of Battlefield. They showed Anthem. Anthem was interesting, but then Anthem is like a ways away, so I really don't know how to feel about that. I'm getting a lot of Destiny 2 vibes from it. And another thing, because I don't like now where people are seeing loot boxes are not going to be a thing. And they're saying like, guess what? We're not going to have loot boxes, and there's always going to be cosmetic transactions. Yeah, that's awesome, but I'm not going to give you a pass for not charging people extra money for that. And I'm going to give you like, oh, aren't they being generous? Aren't they being benevolent? I'm like, how about just not charging people at all and just going on game sales? You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if you can't afford to make these games, then why are you making these games? Why are you charging us so much money to be able to make to do these games like that? I just don't get it. Okay, and then we got to like Bethesda, and Bethesda was just like a whole bunch of people talking. It was just like random people talking about this game for long periods of time. It didn't really have that much. That really didn't have that many games to show, really. They had Rage 2, so that's a thing. They had a few mobile games. I mean, it just was basic. With the exception of Elder Scrolls 6, which was just like, hey, we're making it, but we knew you guys were making it. You're Bethesda. You're always going to be making games that you like making. Fallout 76, which actually I was kind of interested in because of the whole multiplayer aspect, but then it kind of got, shifted when it was like, oh yeah, we got Fallout Shelter for the Switch and another mobile game and 2 Elder Scrolls mobile games and Quake Champions, which I haven't played Quake seriously since I was in middle school. So draw your conclusions from that. So, I was like, I literally was in a room full of people who who've never ever played. I was talking with people on Discord chat while we were watching the Todd Howard uh rodeo festival of fun, and we're sitting, and there were like Quake champions came up, and I'm familiar with Quake, but I'm just wondering why, and and they were like, "What is Quake? What is the Quake champions? I've never heard of Quake. What is Quake?" They never heard of it, so it's really weird for y'all to continue a series that you haven't made in a while. That younger people are hyped for. I mean, I don't really get it, but sure, why not? So that was kind of weak, and it was the level of like cringe and like dudes in sport coats telling us, oh my god, so love you guys, and then random shots to people who were not even interested, and then it was like that Andrew WK musical interlude, which I also want to talk about real quick. I want to share a little bit about musical interludes in these. When you take people who come to these events, travel long distances, they travel from across the country with, thousands of dollars of camera equipment and handlers and and like helpers and editors and assistants and a whole bunch of people to make these games, to report on these games as they happen, and to have these like music interludes to kind of set the mood and the tone, as opposed to letting what music you've provided on the trailer to set the mood. Sony did this a couple of times. Bethesda did this before. And I feel like that it's kind of a bit of a waste of time when all you can do is, all people are here is to just talk about the games. So just talk about the games. I don't understand why we have to go through all this. Why can't we just talk about the games? Why do we have to go through that? That's my little sidetrack rant thing. So sorry about that. But yeah, Bethesda sucked. It didn't, it was like whatever, and it was like our core message first, and then game second. And I'm like, okay, 76 is basically like they could have just showed 76, Doom Eternal, Rage 2, and Elder Scrolls 6, and they could have and maybe Fallout Shelter on the Switch, and they could have just knocked that bad boy out in 20 minutes. It was just too long and boring. Square Enix was a joke. Let's even go there. I could have put Square Enix there, but at least it was more Kingdom Hearts and a few other games. I didn't really want to mess with them. And PC gaming PC gaming show is a dumpster fire in itself. So I didn't even want to throw them on there. Ubisoft was okay. It was good, but it was okay. It was like, alright. So I didn't even want to bother with them. Let's see. See, what was the next one? Worst in Show, Command & Conquer Rivals. I think I pretty much just covered that one ad nauseum. So, y'all should pretty much know how I felt about that. It was the worst thing about that show. Biggest letdown, no Star Wars games. Like no. I should reiterate, no new Star Wars games really being shown and showcased. Like I say again, it was that cringy interview in the crowd, but it really wasn't. But at that point, you need a new IP to wipe people's taste of Battlefront, and all it just did was just talk more about Battlefront. Oh, Grievous is coming. Nobody cares about Grievous. Oh, Obi-Wan's coming. Nobody cares about Obi-Wan. At this point, we don't really care. We want new characters. We want new people. We want new lore. We want new peeps. Bring them peeps in. Another thing. Biggest letdown. No Animal Crossing game. That's from homegirl Brie. That's for you, Brie. I talked about Animal Crossing. Yes, no new Animal Crossing game, and that sucks because we're pretty much due for an Animal Crossing game on the Switch, because Switch is the perfect game is the perfect platform for an Animal Crossing game. You got the portability of the Switch with the wonderful whimsical nature of Animal Crossing. It seems like a no-brainer to not to have that, but we don't have that yet. Let's see. That also goes in. Speaking of which, that also goes into our no-show, Pokemon Stars / Red Dead Redemption 2. We should be having a Pokemon. Not and by Pokemon game, I'm not talking about because we have a Pokemon. They did talk about a Pokemon game, but I'm talking about a fully fledged Pokemon game where you battle with other trainers and you battle with your friends online. You battle with other people in the street. That we need something like that on the Switch too, and they didn't even have it. They mentioned it a couple of years ago. They never even had it. They don't even have like a little teaser for it. They didn't have a little teaser for it. There was no Metroid Prime. That was no Metroid Prime 4. That was last year. So that needs to happen. Maybe that might happen in the Direct or something. I don't know. But no Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay stuff. Cause yeah, that game's coming out in October. Yeah, in October. You think you would have like a little gameplay demo of like a mission in Red Dead. I was going to say GTA. I legit was about to say GTA. I'm sorry. In Red Dead Redemption 2, but you don't have that. You don't have it, and it's coming out. And I'd like to see more of that game beyond like the review of that game, And a PC version would be nice. Really, you know what? A PC version. That'd be nice. Rockstar, I love you guys, but please make a PC version of that. I'll be happy to see that. Maybe a year down the line, whenever when it gets a little stale, you can drop a PC version. Also, a HD remaster of the first Red Dead Redemption. That also would be good, and also on PC. Give me that. I would like that too. Twitter's Choice. Now, Twitter's Choice, that's a little special thing for me. I usually ask my Twitter followers. I do a little poll every year for the wrap up, and I say, hey, what's your game of the year? I give them like the biggest games that I think are the biggest games to me, and then I just put it in the Twitter poll, and I'll let you guys know. And a wide variety of you guys really liked Kingdom Hearts 3. Let me double check the poll, make sure. But it was pretty much the consensus was Kingdom Hearts 3 for the win. They were 100%. It was pretty what I call lit though. Let me double check and make sure. Okay. Oh, no. I had to double check it. It's a 50-50 tie. We got a 50-50. I just double checked it. It's now a 50-50 tie. So, I guess we just going to have to flip a coin. And by coin, I mean the Snapple lid. Flip it. Let's see. Heads. So we're going with Kingdom Hearts. That's the kind of thing you see in these streams. We're gonna go with Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is Twitter's Choice, and if anybody wants to fix that in about an hour, they can do that. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts is Twitter's Choice, and I happen to agree with them on that. Kingdom Hearts 3 was a pretty cool looking game. The trailer was like, they didn't put no sound effects in it. Yeah. But I got what they were trying to do. Kingdom Hearts was dope. Okay, game of the show, Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean when I'm looking at like Frozen and Monsters Inc. and Toy Story and Pirates of the Caribbean, when I'm looking at a pretty photorealistic Jack Sparrow, I'm like, you know what? I think this game's got legs. When I was looking at 3 trailers for the same game, and each game is a different trailer, I gotta tell you, that's something special. That's that. And every time somebody saw a trailer, they were like happy to see that trailer. So and Kingdom Hearts 3 has been a long time coming. I'm talking about a generation, like started on the PlayStation 2, didn't come out a whole of PlayStation 3. Was supposed to come out on the PlayStation 3 era. Now it's out on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on the current generation of systems. This is kind of a bit of a deal. So now this game literally skipped a generation to now, and now it's like supposed to be coming out, and I'm hype about that. Also, a PC version of that, I would like that. It can be an Xbox One port, but a PC version would be dope. But a legit PC version, none of that thing that they were trying to do with Chrono Trigger on the PC, making a mobile version of that. You know, Square Enix, you was wrong for that. Best trailer. Now this is a little bit tricky to me because I feel, I'm kind of like torn because I wrote down on it The Division 2, and now I'm like rethinking that, and I think I might have been a little bit hasty by saying Division 2. Now, when I talk about Division 2 as the best trailer, I'm talking about the trailer that paints the picture where it's like with the little girl and she throws the paper arrow. I thought that was nice. And then it shows like all the stuff that's going on in DC with citizens, and then you have to save, and you're like the last person left to save them, being that you're part of the division. I thought that was good, but I'm thinking I'm having to change of heart, and I rewatched the Last of Us 2 trailer, and I gotta give it to the Last of Us 2 trailer. I'm gonna give that's the best trailer of E3, was that Last of Us 2 trailer, because I didn't know it was coming. It really showed the side of Ellie that I was like, that I haven't seen. I haven't really seen in a while, since the last game. And to get to see her again now, an adult now, killing, her being known as Wolf, her being so infamous, she's like, they got her own nickname. So I'm gonna go with The Last of Us 2. Bump the list. I'm going Last of Us 2. Worst trailer, I think it's called The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. I thought that was a little bit, light. I'm not really keen on the whole Life is Strange series, so it just felt like odd to see it, and I was like, all right. And it was in Microsoft, and Microsoft was touting it as some kind of thing, and I was like, I wouldn't have put that on my main games list. I wouldn't have done that. I would have went away from that. I would have like just kicked it out. Let the publisher, developer, the creator of the game make it. Like, push the trailer out, make it an E3 trailer, but just let them kick it out themselves. Instead of it being like, oh, let's just add it to not only Square Enix, but let's add it also to Microsoft. Because why would you do that? I don't get that. The WTF moment goes to Andrew WK for Rage 2. Because that just literally like, why are we having a rock music right now? But okay. I don't really want to talk too much about that. Best of the worst. Now, best of the worst is like something that was so bad that it ended up turning out to be good. And my best of the worst for E3 2018 falls on the man, the myth, the legend, Todd Howard. Old Toddy H. Todd is the man with the plan, and he brought it today. Yes, he did. He was electric. He was also had a potty mouth, which I'm like, hey, these guys are game developers. These guys ain't saints. They can say whatever they want to, especially Bethesda. But it was just like, okay, that's a little bit soft seasoned language. But okay, I'll let you have it. Whatevs. So it's a little salty language. And he pretty much he broke down 76 to a T. And you know, it was his vehicle to run, especially with 76, being a thing. So that was dope. That was dope to see him out there. He was doing good. Best indie title, Overcooked 2. I would have said that was my best of the show, but Spider-Man was a little bit better. Every time I see from the previous game, every time I see a video of somebody playing Overcooked, I have always laughed my ass off. I have laughed my ass off so much because that game looks like such a blast to play. But I haven't been able to play it because I don't have people that I could play with that live with me in my home. Like that, let's come over and play Overcooked. Play some Overcooked. I don't have those people in my life. But I do have people abroad, and I have long distance friends that I play games with, and it felt so weird that this game didn't have an online mode for me to play with people. But now Overcooked 2 has the ability to have online play, so you can play with people on the couch, you can play with people online. I don't know if you can play like, 2 people on the couch or 2 people online. I don't know how that works. Probably might be all couch or all online. We'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, I dug that. I legit dug that. And I would have loved to have seen more of that. I would like to see more of that. That's pretty much going to be the first indie game that I probably play that I'm hyped about, that I'm probably going to buy day one. Probably on a discount, but probably definitely going to have to buy it day one. Or whatever. I would love to get a review copy of it. So, Team 17, if you're listening, holla at your boy. You can contact me on Twitch. Let me know. I'll send you my email. You can send me a free code, whatever. I'll probably be playing it. I'll probably be playing that game a lot. So let me know. Definitely be streaming it. Let me know. It's your boy. So yeah, that was my best indie title. Cringe moment. I don't know if it's Young Keeve. That whole Young Keeve and dude from the Pittsburgh Steelers moment, that was so cringy. It was such cringy, talking about, we got to get this money. We out here. We got to get this money. And I'm like, these guys don't like each other. These guys ain't that cool with each other. These guys don't talk to each other often. These dudes don't interact. These dudes don't hang out. These dudes don't meet for coffee. These dudes don't go clubbing. Young Keeve just got out of high school and he missed his graduation. He was so hype on Madden. It's like, you pretty much denied your parents the ability to celebrate your graduation for a game, to try to make money in a game. Like, I'm all about my money too, but I would at least like have one. But I'm about having these memories first, and for you to not take the time to like at least go through the ceremony and let your mom and dad take pictures with you, and you take that away from them for the love of this money. I just don't really understand that. But to each his own though. That's on you, my dude. But you got that belt though. Ooh, you got that belt. That belt's something though. All right. The oh hell no moment. I give it the Blades. Elder Scrolls Blades. That just came off the top of my dome. But I feel like that was a placeholder. I felt like we could do We could have done a little bit better as far as a oh hell no moment. Cause the oh hell no moment, that's like legit like infuriating. Like, I can't believe you guys had the barefaced balls to do this. And I feel like that was not oh hell no enough. So I'm gonna go back into my list, and I'm gonna go through, and we shall see. Thumbing through my list. Cloud gaming thing, Infinite. I'm trying to think about Crackdown 2. Yeah, I wasn't really mad about Crackdown 2. I was just kind of like over it. I was like, it had its time. Games Pass, that's whatever. Oh, cover DLC thing. Yeah. Yeah, legit. I don't really have a lot of oh hell no moments. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't have a lot of oh hell no moments. I guess really it just comes down to oh hell no moments. I think was maybe the acquiring of studios, of like, what's also going. I think I'm gonna say, I think I got it now. I think my oh hell no is Microsoft still does not have a significant enough amount of exclusives, because if I can legit count, and I'm talking about exclusives to the platform, not exclusives to, I'm talking about two and only two, one thing, and they don't really have it, like Kingdom Hearts multi-platform, Metro Exodus multi-platform, Nier Automata that came from PlayStation 4, Crackdown. I think the only thing that we might have is like Crackdown and PUBG and Forza, but then there's PC versions of it. So I'm just like flabbergasted that there's nothing to themselves. Like they have nothing to themselves that which they share. And like Gears 5 is going to be on Xbox, and it's going to be on PC. So if you have a PC, you're not really going to buy an Xbox. I'm talking about a game that the only way you're going to be able to play it is on this platform. Sony has it, Microsoft has it. Xbox doesn't have that. Everything that they've pretty much everything they've done is either going to be split between the console or the computer. And everything is either going to, and then the majority of that is going to be multi-platform and PC. That's it. Maybe Tales of Vesperia, but that even feels like the Tales game. But even that feels like that might be on the PC, or that might be on the PS4. I mean, it's just like they came out and we just like we bought. I mean, the biggest thing that was mostly that was mostly a Microsoft thing was Game Pass, and we bought some studios, and maybe Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite might be direct just on the Xbox One, but it can also be on the PC, just like Gears is. So I know all these companies are gonna make money hand over fist, and they're gonna do it. But it just shows that you guys had the biggest amount of trailers and exclusives, but really all that was is just you paid money to companies to say, hey, let us release your game trailer first, so that way we can have a leg up on the others. But pretty much all these games are going to come out on multiple consoles and the PC. Where's the incentive of buying an Xbox One over PC? And if you have a PC, You've pretty much got Xbox One, so there's no real reason to buy these games when you can just play these games on your PC. Just get you one of these. Get you a headset, and that's it. This is all you need. This is the Xbox One controller. That's it. That's all you need. You have everything you need right here. You get one of them and one of these PCs, probably a Ryzen PC. Build one on the cheap. Boom, you got one. You know, you might not be able to play no 4K, but you could definitely rock some 1080p or some 1440p. No problem. I don't get that. I don't get y'all. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of my oh hell no moment. A little bit of a rant. But I kind of wanted, you know, well, seems like we come to the bit of the end of our list. And it's just been me, y'all. It's just been me. But I thank y'all for taking time out of your busy schedule to come listen to this one black guy talk about stammer and ramble his way through E3 by himself in his room. And I appreciate you guys for that. Big ups. Sorry, Warren and Bree couldn't be here. I'm sure, you know, there've been stuff going on. Cause if they could have been here, they'd have been here. So I still give them their props and there for being here. I always value those guys, and I just say, you know, but I didn't want to like prolong this thing too long. I wanted y'all to get my little opinion and move on. So I'm gonna do a little plug for them on their behalf. You can check for Professor Warren. You can check him out at Walden D Books on Twitter. That's at Walden D Books, and you can also check out his his page, his webpage. He mentioned it again in the first podcast. I forgot, but that's why it's always good for him to be here, so I can be able to plug him. So he can be able to plug his better than I can plug his. But yeah, definitely check him out, and check out my homegirl Cutie Pie at Cutie Pie. That's at QTPYE, possibly next, on Twitter, and check her out on Twitch at www.qtpyex. Check her out there. Hey, fourth viewer, what's good? And you can check me out at twitch.tv/KKSgaming. I am one away from 50 followers. You know, that'd be awesome if you're out there. Help a brother out. I'm gonna be making hard pushes throughout the week. But I appreciate you guys have been helping me out thus far. I appreciate those that have been watching me thus far. I appreciate everybody. I love you guys. You guys are the reason why I do what I do. I take the time and effort to do this, other than just sitting around playing video games and watching the suck-ass news. But I appreciate you guys for helping me out and supporting me thus far. Okay. Oh yeah, check me out at my YouTube channel. Check me out at YouTube channel, KKS Gaming. I'm the best KKS Gaming on YouTube. Type in K and an S and the word gaming. You will find that I'm the top of the heap, or at least the guy that posts a lot. I'm the best guy on YouTube. I'm the best KKS Gaming on YouTube. I should be the best guy on YouTube. I've been doing this for 3 years, but it's okay. I'm not bitter about that. I'm good with it. I can make that work. I can still pull it together. I can still be sticking me and subscribing. I can do that. But yeah, thank you guys for supporting me. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. A whole bunch of kisses. And this wraps up. I'm still gonna be watching a whole bunch of trailers, so keep an eye on my Twitter page for more likes and whatever. I'm probably gonna try to do something pretty interesting this week. But do not hold me to that, because I'm a person with human issues and problems. So hey, don't really hold me to that. But hey, if you see something cool happens, you'll know. Anyway, thank you for watching. And whenever you watch this, as long as you watch this, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, y'all. Peace.